Today we're removing the stereo from a 1998 Pontiac Grand Am. This is one of the basic stereos. We suggest either an exact swap from a salvage yard or going aftermarket and replacing the radio altogether in this one. But we're going to show you how to go about taking the stereo out of this one. This one has no display is one of the main problems. The CD's not working, which are two of the main three problems. The other is an erratic volume control. But we're going to start with our 7mm, and we're going to move over underneath the dash here on the driver's side. And way down underneath here, there's going to be one screw right here that we're going to remove. 7mm screw removed from here. There is a second that is removed over here on the right as well, right here. Right here, we've already removed this one. Now we're going to leave the tabs in for this panel here. This one also had a screw located here that held the front of the panel on. I've never seen that screw there. That might have been something added aftermarket. It looked like it. But the reason for removing this is going to allow us to grab the back part of the panel here and pull it forward. And it releases forward a little bit. We're going to move over to the opposite side, grasp underneath the panel, and pull that forward. And this is going to release it forward as well. The reason for this is this panel around the whole stereo controls and so on has a little lip on it. And you can see the lip here at the side. The lip here is at the bottom. And this lip that goes all along the bottom is behind this panel, so you need the clearance. There's one thing to be very careful of here on this one, and this is the emergency flasher button here. If you break that, that's quite a bit of money for replacement. But we're going to put the steering wheel column to the all the way down position. There are no screws along the top here to remove. We're going to make sure the cup holder or the little cubby hole here is empty of all its things. And we're going to open the ashtray here, and the only thing to be concerned about is the flip up cover on this ashtray assembly. So we're going to take this out of the ashtray assembly because there's been too many occasions where we put this back together and the flip up door on the ashtray's been behind the panel and you'd had to take it back off. But that's for later on. So now with the ashtray out, we're set there. And we're going to grasp the top edge of this panel and we're going to pull this forward. It's just going to release on its own. We're starting here at the top and get our fingers in there and work our way around the edges of the panel. And this will all snap. Really no tools needed other than the ones for make sure all these clips release. All the clips all the way around the edges of the panel release with pull pressure, a little bit of pry pressure. Now we've worked our way all the way around the panel. The panel is loose all the way around. And we're going to pull this back a little bit because we do have one connector here at the top at the headlights assembly. And there is a trigger on the side that we're going to push this down. It'll release this little locking mechanism here underneath and allow us to pull it out. And there we go. Now the only concern we have is right here at the emergency flashers. Now when we get to this emergency flasher, we're going to put our thumb right in underneath the panel here. This acts as like our thumb will act as a spacer to get over the emergency flasher so that we don't knock that knob off and break the assembly here. The top of the panel is going to come back first and lift up over the emergency flashers. Now we pulled the top of the panel back away from the gauges first, and with our thumb underneath here, we've protected the emergency flasher button with our thumb and lifted this up, and now this whole complete panel is loose, and we're going to remove this back for access to the stereo now. Now we have two screws securing this stereo to the dash. They are both Phillips. We have one screw here on the right. One screw here on the left. That's going to allow us to grasp the edge of the stereo and pull that from the dash. And we have several connectors here on the back.
The antenna will be the black large cable here on the side. We're going to grasp this cable. It's just a pull and release. You might have to wiggle it a little bit, but this should just release. There we go. And then we have the main connector over here on the other side. We're going to turn the radio upside down because the trigger for this connector is right here on the top. And we're going to push this trigger down right here where my thumb is. That'll lift the locks and we're able to wiggle this connector free. There we go. If you're doing aftermarket in this car, be sure to purchase the aftermarket wire harness along with the aftermarket antenna adapter, because this is not the universal size. You will need the kit to fit the opening, and because the depth is not the same as most aftermarket stereos, you'll find that the kit will come out away from the dash a ways to allow your radio to fit in there. But this is a din and a half size opening. You can only put a single din or din and a half size stereo back into this opening. Hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching.